All right, today I'm going to teach you how to make these cute little squares that look like hearts, and you can sew them together and make a blanket or whatever you want. So let's get started. So I'm using a 5mm hook, and I'm using Caron Simply Soft, and the color I'm using right now is Burgundy. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a slip knot. And then we're just going to chain 22. Let's start over. 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Why is that stuck? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Okay, now we're going to start with the second chain from your hook, and we're going to just single crochet all the way across, and at the end you're going to have 21 single crochet stitches. Okay, so I single crocheted across. I have 21 stitches. This is what it should look like. So now we are going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're just going to do another row of single crochet before we start the actual heart. So single crochet all the way across. You're going to have 21 stitches still. So now we have 2 rows. We have our foundation chain, and then we have 2 rows of single crochet. So now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So I'm adding a video in here because I skipped a row. So before you start the bobble stitches, you should actually have your foundation chain and then 3 rows of single crochet. And then you start. And we're going to single crochet into the first 10 stitches. So we're going to single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now in the 11th stitch, the next stitch, we're going to yarn over, pull into the stitch, and pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Then we're going to yarn over and go back into the stitch, pull up another loop. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2. So now you have 3. And you're going to keep doing that until you have 6 loops on your hook. So we have 3, yarn over, through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2. So now we have 4. We'll do that again. Now we have 5, and then one more time, yarn over, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up through the first 2. So see, we have 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches on here. We're going to yarn over and pull through all. Sometimes it's a little tricky, especially with this kind of yarn. 6 stitches. Okay? So now that's our bobble stitch. So in the next stitch, you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. And that's your first bobble stitch. And then you're just going to single crochet through the next 9. So you'll have 10 single crochet, bobble stitch, 10 single crochet. So we're at the end of our 4th row, and we are going to chain 1. I'm looking over here because this is where I have my pattern written down. This is how I keep track of stuff. I write the pattern down. All right, so we chained 1. We're going to turn our work, and now we're on row 5. And every time you do a row with a bobble stitch, the next row is just single crochet all the way across. So we're going to single crochet 21 all the way across, and I'll meet you at the end. On my last stitch, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So now we're going to be doing our row 6. So to start row 6, we're going to chain 8 single crochet. I'm sorry, not chain. We're going to single crochet 8 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So again, we are going to make a bobble stitch. So if you remember, we're going to yarn over, pull through the next stitch. I can't even talk today. Pull through the next stitch. And you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2. So we have 2. Now we're going to yarn over, put your hook through the stitch, pull up a loop. We have 4 on our hook. We're going to yarn over through the first 2. We're going to have 3 on the hook. And you're going to keep doing that until you have 6 loops on your hook. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have 6 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 6. And it's hard, like I said, with this yarn because it gets snagged sometime. All right, so now we are going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, and then we are going to do another bobble stitch. So yarn over, put your hook through the next stitch. So you have, if I did that too fast. This isn't a tutorial, so if you don't know how to do a bobble stitch, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this, but yarn over, go through the next stitch. You have 3 stitches, 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. And again, you're going to do that until you have 6 loops on your hook. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. All right, now we have 6, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 6. And then you're just going to single crochet into the last 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we just finished row 6. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And again, after every bobble stitch row, you just do a row of single crochet. So single crochet 21 across, and I'll just finish my row of single crochet. So now we're moving on to row 8. And in row 8, you're going to single crochet into the first 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So in your 7th stitch, you are going to make a bobble stitch. So yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 2, yarn over, pull up a loop. You're going to do that. So again, we've done this a couple times. So yarn over, pull up a loop, go through the first 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, go through the first 2 until you have 6 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over, go through all 6. And then you are going to single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then you're going to do another bobble stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, go through the first 2, yarn over, pull up the first 2. You're going to do that till you have 6 loops on your hook. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 6. And then single crochet into the last 6 stitches of the row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to yarn over and turn our work. And again, we just finished a bobble row. So we're going to single crochet all the way to the end. So 21 stitches. Now we are at the end of row 9. We just did a row of single crochet. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now we are moving on to row 10. And what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet into the first 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to do a bobble stitch. Six loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 6. So we have a bobble stitch now, and then we are going to crochet 11 single crochets into the next 11 stitches. So 1 single crochet in the next 11 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then the next stitch, we're going to do a bobble stitch. So yarn over and pull up a loop, pull through first 2 until you have 6 loops on your hook. Words are hard sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, pull through all 6, and you'll have 4 stitches remaining, and you're going to want to single crochet into those 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, now we're going to chain 1 and of course turn our work. So we just did bobble stitch row, so now again we're going to do a single crochet all the way across, and I'll meet you at the stitch, and then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So now we're going to do another row of bobble stitch. So we are on row 12. And what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet into the first 2 stitches, 1 and 2. Then we're going to do our bobble stitch, yarn over, pull up loops, and go through the first 2 until you get 6 loops on your hook as usual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, pull through all 6, and then we are going to crochet into the next 15 stitches, single crochet into the next 15 stitches. So 15 single crochets. And then, so I won't make you sit here and watch me crochet 15 stitches. I'll meet you when I'm done. 14 and 15. And then you are going to do a bobble stitch in the next stitch. I got 6 loops on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through all loops. And then I have 2 chains left, 2 stitches left, and I'm going to single crochet into those 2 stitches. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work, and then do another row of single crochets all the way across for 21 stitches. So I'm at the end of row 13, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So for row 14, you're just going to repeat row 12. So that is single crochet into the first 2 stitches, and then you're going to do a bobble stitch. And then, here, let's do this bobble stitch real quick. yarn over, pull through all 6, and then you're going to single crochet into the next 15 stitches. So it's just a repeat, like I said, of row 12. And then when you're done with the 15 single crochets, you're going to do a bobble stitch. So now I'm doing my bobble stitch. Yarn over, pull through all 6, and then single crochet into your last 2 stitches. And then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work, and you're going to do another row of single crochets. So row 15 is just single crocheting all the way across, and I will just finished row 15. We are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And this is what your square should be looking at so far. So we have done the bottom portion of the heart, and there, I'm going to move this out of the way. And you have like your V. So there's your V. Now we're going to start with the ending of like the top part of the heart. So what we are going to do is we are going to single crochet into the first 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then we are going to bobble stitch into the next stitch. Six on there, yarn over, pull through all 6. And then you're going to single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you're going to do another bobble stitch, and this is going to be the bottom part of the curve. So this is the middle. So we're going to do a bobble stitch here. Six loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 6. And then we are going to single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So single crochet into the next section, 7 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You're going to have 3 stitches remaining. So the next one is going to be your bobble stitch, and then your last 2 stitches of the row will be single crochets. One single crochet, 2. All right, so now we are at the end of row 16, and we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and then row 17 again is a row of single crochets. And I'll meet you back when I'm done. Okay, we are at the end of row 17, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So row 18, we are going to single crochet into the first 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and then we are going to do a bobble stitch. And then the next, for the next 4 stitches, you're going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we are going to do a bobble stitch. Okay, so we have 3 single crochets, we have a bobble stitch, then we have 4 single crochets, and then a bobble stitch, and then we're going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do a bobble stitch into the next stitch. All right, 6 on there. Okay, so now we're going to crochet into the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we are going to do a bobble stitch. Yarn over, pull through all 6, and then we're going to single crochet into the last 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and as always, after the bobble stitch row, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and do another row of single crochet. At the end of row 19, you're going to after you've single crocheted across, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. This is going to be our last bobble stitch row. So what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet into the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we are going to do a bobble stitch. Then we single crochet into the next stitch, and then another bobble in the next stitch. So again, for round 20, we single crochet into the first 4, we do a bobble stitch, then a single crochet, and then another bobble stitch, and then we're going to single crochet into the next 7 stitches. And then we're going to do another bobble stitch. And then the next stitch is going to be a single crochet, and then another bobble stitch. And then you should have 4 stitches remaining, and you're just going to single crochet into those 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that was the end of row 20. So now your heart is complete, and we're just going to do 3 rows of single crochet. So row 21, 22, and 23 are all just going to be single crochet. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. So I just am about finished with row 23, doing my last single crochet, and then you're just going to want to fasten off. And this is what your finished product will look like. And you can make as many as you want. You can make a blanket, you can make a scarf, you can make a hat, whatever you want to do. I'm personally making a baby blanket for my niece. So stay tuned for that. But thank you very much for joining, and like and subscribe and follow me along as I finish this blanket.